Already live. Hello everyone, and welcome to our Q&A and critique and review at Photigy School of Photography. I'm Alex Koloskov, your host. Happy Thursday. How you guys doing? John, Hitam, Nick. I'm glad to see you there. All pluses, all is great. So thank you so much for confirming. Hope your week was good. Was it? I mean, it's still no. It's actually quite time left. For me, it was not the best week, but it's always good. Any crisis in any area makes you do things that you supposed to do earlier but didn't do. So anyway, let's go. We have we start getting submissions. We start getting submissions on our challenge, and I think we're going to I'm going to review them, because it will be, if you put it all in one live webinar, which will be on June, I mean sometime after the deadline, it will be too much. So I'll start reviewing, and at the final I'll get everything and kind of cover again, but in short. Alrighty, so where's my let's see, we started. It's a great photo, Robert. It's a great photo, but we need to remove it. Let's start with this one, right? Yes. Okay. So, item. We got. Hi, Herman. Hi, Alisa. We got this. Pouring some nice looking alcohol, right? I guess, but we don't know. Okay, let's go. With alcohol, I never would think that it was a big disadvantage to shoot alcohol, but now we have on Photigy so many courses and workshops with alcohol. Great shots. That's cool tutorials. But it's hard to use them for advertisement because of alcohol policy. They kind of ban it from many countries and stuff. So anyway, this is good. A little bit unusual angle. I mean, you made it kind of all this angled, and it's rare when I see the glass with pouring alcohol being not vertical. Really, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you like it. But this is quite unusual. Technically, it's done really well. Okay, I don't see any problem with the way that you stopped action. All this. Everything is quite frozen in terms of motion. Colors and the angle, the main thing. Sail and feel, yes, maybe sort of like, but there is nothing that tells us that this is on a ship or so. What you see, these lines, they go like this, and the same with the axis of your glass. What I always saying about things being in parallel and stuff. Probably here it's better not to have them in parallel like this. Okay. Even though it's natural, but if I would be shooting this, I would change the orientation of your table just because of these lines. I don't like when the main subject gets aligned with some, propping like this. It's probably, again, come natural, but I wouldn't do it myself. Then the color. This color that you have on a table, it's interesting mix. It's like a greenish or yellowish color. I mean, similar color to the liquid, but with kind of greenish yellowish kind of hue, right? That's what you call it. And I'm not sure if this green works well here. It's colder, at least this is how I feel it. I would like to see it a little bit more warmer, maybe. Again, it's not big deal. This is just like my perception. For some reason, I don't like this color. Okay, again, very subjective. The glass, what is the glass is this? Is it like actual glass? Really, because I never seen what's inside. That's probably some sort of, I don't know, to drink alcohol? It's interesting. John saying that picture is lonely. Yeah, that's another thing. We don't have much of propping, and because of the color of the background, what happens here, we start losing the main subject. We still see it, I mean, it's there, but the bottom is sort of okay visible because it has lots of brightness, some specular elements, okay, and actually, motion going on there, I mean the liquid. It's not that much of the liquid, unfortunately. I would love to see a little bit more, but this gets lost. It's just transparent on something relatively bright, and it gets lost. Remember when we shoot whiskey glasses or something, they're usually thick with some rock eyes. They have really blurry background, right? I mean, if you look on any, even what generated Midjourney. And here it's not enough because of the angle. The background is relatively close, so it's not enough blur. There is not enough separation. It's not enough separated from the table. Okay, this is the main thing. Okay, now I kind of get it right. I mean, delivering the message to you. Okay, for example, this is way better separated from the background than the the glass. So I would change this somehow. Okay. For sugar, okay. Absinthe, okay, maybe for sugar, yeah. Again, this is probably not the right glass for this type of drink. It doesn't look like it's absinthe, absinthe, whatever you call it. So, Haydem, I don't know if you have selected this, well, and you do have selected this specific glass, we need a little bit more story, okay? Since this is not a common thing for the whiskey, and actually we don't see that this is whiskey, but it's either, I mean, it's kind of look like more like a whiskey or cognac, right? By the color. Okay, so it's tasting. Okay, then it's fine. Then we just have an idea what is this. So mostly separation. Okay, let's move forward. Good work, really. Think about putting more stuff around if you have table like this, and I don't know, I think it will look better if you move it. The angle will be different, more like, not top down. I don't know. But again, this is good, and final critique will be when time comes to the reviewing everything at once. So how do I quit this? What is going on? Okay. Thank you, Haydem. Let me move forward. That's it, yeah. So I'm going to delete this, guys. This is not good. Robert, if you want to introduce yourself next time, just put more words. If you want to have picture, please post pictures that aligned with group policy. Thank you. So now, Lydia, we got this splash photography. See, tea, not alcohol. Eventually. Hello, Aurora. Food photography, yeah. So, let me think. That's cool. Unusual for the tea, but nice. What are these hieroglyphs? How it's in English? Hieroglyph? What it means? Well, it's okay to have them. It's kind of finished image, but again, when we do photography, usually we not try to do the whole like a banner, So better without text, because it grabs attention, and we talk about photography, but minor thing. Very well done. What I can tell, very well done in terms of freezing action. So, Aurora, I hope you managed to fix your problem. Green tea, okay. Green tea. Perfect. And tea is not green. Oh, is it? Tea is like more like black tea. I don't know. So this is composite image for sure. This done very well. So very natural, the way that you pour it and it gets out. Here is a little bit questionable. Again, we don't see much of the details. The way that you blend it. So be careful to make sure that, it's right there. Maybe it is, because again, it's a highly compressed image. So I like the composition, like the colors. Well, let me be picky then. This lemon. You see how nicely you slice these two pieces, and this one gets like not really nicely cut. Little thing, but I think it will be nicer. Then it will be nice parallel slice. Okay, since this is like an advertisement image, right? Okay, Aurora, yeah, sorry to hear. Double exposure. Something going on with double exposure. Lydia, what else? What I can tell? It's all is good. You don't have much reflections, little bit of on that ceramic. You can play with it a little bit more. You can play less. Again, it's not a mistake. I mean, because it all looks good. I like, for example, look at this. You see how reflection, these specular highlights on this little tip look like, because it's dark. It's visible and it's glossy. It's really cool. I mean, I see your strip boxes. Here it's not that visible, which is completely fine, I guess, but if it's as glossy as this top, it may be cool, to have a little bit. Same for the these cups. If they're glossy and looks like they're glossy, you could catch some reflection on them. It will be just a little bit more vivid image. Not big deal, but it will add some, some touch that everyone will like. So wow, it's like a real thingy. Very nice. So you potentially can do it like in one shot, potentially. Of course not, but very nice setup. Hello, Hendrik. Welcome aboard. We kind of running this for 20 minutes, for 17 minutes from now. So, Lydia, well done. And this vignette, yeah, nice. Nice and clean. The steam looks good. The liquid looks good. Yeah, a little bit more, maybe highlights, but that's it. So, thank you. Yep, nice one. Thank you. And let's move to the next one. Ooh, Nick, you had some going on. Espresso martini. What's espresso martini? I mean, I don't know this kind of cocktail. There is such thing, right? Anyway, it's first time for you to run splash photography, and you done it really well. Wow. Just like boom. Okay, so I really like your splash. It's a little bit too much for me. I mean, you have lots of splashes going on. Let me grab my pencil. Why it jumps on that screen every time? I'm not sure. So I would probably do a little bit less. For example, I love this all thing that falls down. It's really cool. It's like it's a lot, but it's cool. But then you have this stuff going up. Okay. And this stuff may be just a little bit too much. On the other hand, you have lots of like energy going on, and even the pouring, the way that the liquid pouring from almost empty bottle, which is cool by itself. It's cool. I mean, it's lots of action, but this part is not your kind of sexiest part. For example, look at this. I always, as a splash master, I was a big fan of all these splashes. I was always chasing this type of look when the splash liquid reflects light sharply, sharp reflection, and it looks amazingly well. I like less when it's high turbulence type of splash. When it has lots of little turbulence, it look not as sexy as something that free flowing, has some time to kind of under gravity and under this surface tension, right, which kind of grabs it. It starts looking kind of slick, nice. So I would do different top, okay, on this shot, because this is a little bit too much for me. The bottom looks good. The glass looks great. Lydia, remember what I was talking about? Specular highlight. This little bit of gradient reflection, but it looks really nice. So it's very nice. Does it look like it's falling a little bit or not? It might be. Yeah, it's slightly falling, at least as I see it. And it's probably should be right vertical, because it's not like you change the angle of the camera. So I suggest you to make it vertical. Okay. No, high energy is great. It's just you kind of, like I said, with this top you lost a little bit of this sexy look of your liquids, because this looks sexy when it has time to get there. When it's like that, it's kind of losing it. And liquid looks really good. It looks really good, Nick, when again it starts bending on over the gravity. not like a straight, like if you kind of fire it from the hose, right? First it doesn't look good, again, all these wrinkles, and then after time, when it starts kind of falling, this is where it starts looking nice. So this is what happened everywhere here, but the top is still like, you know, like a hose type of thing. So this is why. Background. It's cool idea to have blue. I love the color, and I think it's right. It might be a little bit questionable about the texture, but since it's relatively blurry, then it's fine. But be careful with the texture on the background when you have lots of going on. If it would be just a glass without that splash and maybe a little splash, texture will look really nice. Here it's still nice because you have smooth stuff. But if you have things like on top, so something with lots of details, like almost like a texture of liquid, and you have texture on the background, this is where it may be just too much. So it should be either, okay? Just keep in mind. Any surfactants or additives? Well, yeah, it's interesting if you use or not. When I was shooting my splashes, yeah, in many cases it was glycerin. I was adding to the liquid to make it thicker. Thicker liquid, easier to make this type of look when it's smooth. It's smoother when it's thicker. If you, for example, use alcohol instead of water, it will be, it will look quite different. Not as smooth as water because of the, all this. It's kind of lighter than water. So yeah, glycerin is a good idea. It helps. Okay, so good. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, guys. Let's move forward. And yes, you didn't have it. Well, you do have. Next time, the real one. It's, it's not nothing, it's better, but yeah, next time take a real one, because in product photography all these diagrams doesn't really play well. It's not as precise as to see the thing. But again, it's splash photography, it's a little bit easier. Okay, Tiara Robertson. Oh, there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Nick. Sorry, I didn't realize. Okay. Yeah, way more information from you. So it should be vertical for sure. This is, I see it's all vertical, so make sure that you can straighten it. Nice. Yeah, in terms of lighting, you did everything well. So good job. Thank you. Huh, and you even opened the bottle. Wow. That's cool. This is what I never did myself. Okay, let's, this one. So, Tiara, unfortunately, we don't have lighting set up here, right? And I can guess it. What I can tell, the splash frozen beautifully. I'm sure Aurora would love to see this type of, just kidding. When there is, everything is frozen till the every little piece. So it's very short flash duration you got there, which is great. Okay, and the splash, it's more, well, it does look almost like zero gravity. I don't know, maybe you've been doing this when you were dropping it on the surface and it was bouncing or whatever. Anyway, splash look, well, not especially the left one, not the sexiest one, because it has, this thin layer covering all this. But here the biggest disadvantage that you have just a black background, okay? On a black background, when we have such areas of very thin layer of liquid, it's get transparent and we don't see anything. So to make it look nice, we usually put a spot. If you would use some spot on your background, just a circular spot or elliptical or whatever, with like a bright middle, then dark edges, it will look way better. It will be, you know, dramatic changes on overall look of your image. So this is the main thing. The rest is okay. Of course, the glasses could be, you know, clean. When we are shooting, we take pictures of the clean glasses without any droplets on them. Then we throw them, so we can always get in Photoshop clean surface, because when it looks like it dropped for very first time, it looks nice. Okay, so we make it sure that it's clean, and yeah, and the background, of course. Okay, so thank you for posting. Lighting stop is needed. I understand that you lost it. Okay, next. Chris. Hello, Chris. Are you here? Not sure. Wow. Cool look. I don't know, Chris. I mean, it's done really well. I mean, the technical side always cool, and I think I never did it myself. I never had this balloon type of thingy. What kind of strobe are these? Okay. In any case, the strobes are good. Oh, Pro Photo. Yeah, okay. Because it's you get frozen everything. So it's cool. But you know, white background, that's just probably me. I really love to make things like to look more dramatic all the time. Yeah, Aurora, I will answer it in a moment. This is cool too. But it just not as could be effective if you would have, let's say, some kind of spot behind it. Again, I'm a big fan of those gradients even on the background. So, but again, it's just me. You probably choose this to shoot this way because you like it. That's cool. In terms of execution, it's like really, how you call it, the complex shot, right? Should be everything synchronized well, and you done it really well. In terms of the composition and everything, the storytelling part of it, right? Yeah, it's a heart, which is cool. But it just, you know, a white heart on a white background. So in terms of storytelling, I think it could be improved. Again, it's a heart shape, right? Usually it's red, purple, or somewhere around. Imagine that it would be some spot behind it with color gel, for example. Or if you highlight it, let's say this is for the background. This is, well, I would use, for example, some snoot or whatever, and I may try to highlight the whole bubble with the color, so it will have some specular highlights, and imagine it would be in pinky color or in red. It will be way more dramatic image, way more eye-catching image, just because you add color. And again, it will be a story because it's a heart and, you know, all this stuff around. So I always, you know, encourage students to do this type of stuff. We shoot it, especially when it's self-assignment, and this is self-assignment for sure, right? It's not for client. We shoot it to grab attention, to express ourselves and stuff. If you like it completed this way, then no problem, because it's done well. If you think that I'm right, you can do with the color next time. Okay, Aurora, about the challenge, is it possible to create something out of the splash, or must be bottle pouring liquid in the glass? Just asking. Well, I was trying to be specific, like, yeah, it's a bottle pouring, and so we have like almost like it would be work for a client when they told you that there is a bottle, there's a glass, you pour it, and we need a picture of this. You have freedom of choosing bottle and glass and everything. So I would encourage you to do the pour, since this is the rule for everyone. Okay, if you do just splash, that's fine. I would be happy to review it, but it will be probably out of the challenge. Okay. Righty. Yeah, let's be a little bit more specific. So, Chris, thank you. Great work. Very well executed. Technically, especially technically. Okay, Katalin, hello. Photigy challenge. Yeah, you see people submitting all kind of different stuff. Not the poured liquid. And, well, it's great splash photography, but it's not this exact challenge. Let's see. Okay. This is more like as is, and this is the final one. So, Katalin, good job. I like it. I like it a lot. Especially when we have this kind of spiral around, this kind of splash. It looks really cool. I love this when it goes like a smooth kind of hovering this bottle. Yes, and perfectly frozen. Slightly out of focus, but it's fine for splash since it's kind of running all around, and it's not big deal. I don't see big deal here. Of course, the best part where it's in focus and when I have all these shapes. This nose, I would call it, this type of thing sticking out. I think if you would take it out in Photoshop, let me be specific, it will be better. Okay, it's hard for me to do it right now. I won't take it out for you, but you can try. If you kind of cut this guy out, okay, if you imagine without it, I think it will be nicer. We don't need to have a lot of liquid. You have the most beautiful shape is this, okay, and it actually goes all the way here. And I can tell you that, well, you probably did it in post-production when we have multiple times, all these multiple splashes going on. We choose and combine some sexy shape, right? This is what we do, and with liquid it's relatively easy to combine them. So yeah, ideal when you have all this thing go like this, and here it could be a little bit more like an extended with a few drops. So it's like, but again, just an idea because it's done well even as is. Okay. Yeah, about this one, not sure. Maybe I would take it away too. Maybe. And the rest is really good. I like the lighting. Liquid looks great. It has the specular highlights. It has shadows. And guys, whoever was suggesting the spot behind, look at the liquid. Why it looks so sexy here? Because there is a spot behind. A bright area and then dark area, natural gradient. And liquid, since it's like it's a mostly spherical or cylindrical shapes of clear its lens, it grabs all this gradient and it shows it this way. So there is a dark and bright area on on every droplet, and look amazingly well. This is why it looks nice, because we have gradient there. If it would be just a black, it won't be even as close as nice as here. If it would be just white background, same thing. The gradient, spot behind your main subject, spot behind your main splash. This is why this looks very nice. Okay, so and don't forget about this, guys. What else here? Yeah, all is good. Next time you can shoot. Let me see if we do have any. No. So what kind of aperture you had here? Ideal situation when we have all these splashes in the focus. It's hard to get, and there is always like a trade-off areas when you need to kind of either use wider angle lens, or move your camera further away, so the splash will be, you know, more in focus, basically increasing the depth of field. But again, here it's done well because it's kind of acceptable, this little blur. Okay. So thank you. Good work. Now, root beer float. Yeah, alright, it's a great idea. You can do, well, so many. Okay, now I'm thinking about all the submissions. Wait a minute, guys. I said it's pouring, but we do have a lot of stuff that it looks different. For example, this one. No, should be like I said. Okay, sorry, because it won't be good for others. Yeah, it should be pouring thingy. Maybe not alcohol, but something pouring in a glass. Okay, Rafael, congrats, man. You are a top contributor. So we do have all kind of stuff going on. Where are you located? Are you in US? Probably not. Or you are. No. Probably not. Yeah, just asking because, you know, all this Mexico. Okay. Yeah, here it's so, you know, everything is against smoking and stuff. I mean, I have nothing to do with it, no worry. I just was wondering. So probably a different country that I told myself. Okay. You know, it's an interesting concept. You done very well. It's real, right? Is it real? The flame. I mean, not the flame. The cigarette. So I don't know how it is, but you did it well. Okay, it looks cool. It looks real. The smoke, this Marlboro thing. Even though I'm not a big fan of cutting it like that, remember, all the time, if it's on the edge of the subject or whatever, it's not a good idea. Video. Okay, I'll look at the video. The only thing that I'm not so big fan of, just in terms of aesthetical feeling, the lighter. Lighter is kind of, I don't know, it's not, even though you shoot it really well, it's not sexiest lighter. The only thing, you know, it's just, okay, here we go. But it looks good, man, the way that, okay, yes, so you got it. So everything is done in real. Nice. Now tell me, my friend, why you cut it? I mean, it's not first time, right? You like it this way. Why you crop it right? Well, actually, okay, I see now. Okay, maybe I answer it myself. First, there is some label, right? It doesn't look good. Okay, okay, now it's I got it. Yeah. Now I got it. So yeah, no questions why you cut it this way, and you don't write. Yes. Well, what I can tell. Oops. Technically done well. In terms of storytelling, yeah, what is it, like a lighter shot or a cigarette shot? You know, sometimes, like, if it's advertisement, or what exactly you showcasing here. If it's cigarettes, probably they can be, you know, all this, the pack of Marlboro could be a little bit more visible. Probably it should be standing. And if it's the lighter, well, then probably yes. Then this is lighter, because lighter looks the best here. If it's a lighter, it should be. Well, let me think. I never seen the advertisement of lighters, you know. And in terms of storytelling, I think the how you called it in Russian, it's pepelnitsa, the where you actually drop your ash from it, you know. I think it should be somewhere here, because it's like, you know, the normal way people smoke, right? They have a table, they have a lighter, they have a pack of cigarette, and they have the thing that you put ashtray. Ashtray, easy. Ashtray, yeah. I think if it would be some ashtray here, it could be a complete story. And ashtray by itself can be an interesting subject to shoot. Okay. So, good job, what I can tell. Little bit not clear what exactly you're shooting here, like I said. But the way that you shoot it, I have, you know, technical side, not a problem. I don't see any issues. I like how the light goes through this lighter. You know, you have specular highlights, you have reflections, you have refraction light coming through it. So, yeah. In terms of storytelling, this is where most of the questions. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, that's I have strange feeling. I don't know why. Okay. What is going on here? How I can quit this? Okay, next one. Next one we have actually shooting video from Alisa. So, okay. What do we have here? Huh. Alisa, why you have these lights so far away? I'm talking about, you know, these lights that are on the sides. Why you have them so far away? This is the result, okay. Okay, nice. So you have now nice these highlights, but the rest looks not bright. Okay. You don't have enough light. The metal and everything. Okay, oscillation, wind from outside, color of light source. Ooh, wow. Okay, mechanical movements independent. Okay. Okay. Light jet, you said. Let me again look at this. So you have light on top. What kind of light is that? And you have... Okay. So what I can suggest you, when you shoot that close, okay, you probably need to have your rotating table, I mean the rotator, okay, this turnable turntable, whatever you call it, closer. So it will be less chances for oscillation. Look at this, you have this long knuckles, the chain or whatever you call it, right, hanging out, and you're shooting only lower part of it with pendant, and the rest is just hanging out. So longer lines, right, more chances that any oscillation will become visible. It's like it's amplified. The longer thread or whatever, it's amplifier for any oscillation. So shorter will be better. You can build some like a T-shape type of thing that you can connect to your let's say this is your turntable. You can have like a stick or whatever connected to it with the plate, like a T-shaped thing, and then hang it something. So this is not really close to the camera, it's not like obstructing it, but this like a sort of a metal rod or whatever that you can connect, it's do it yourself, it won't be shaking. So more fixed thing, right? Then you asked about top what? This is actually good now. I mean, in terms of oscillation, it's almost no oscillation, a little bit. If you make it yeah, maybe you can, if you rotate it faster, maybe it will be less oscillation as well, because with faster rotation, or it could be opposite. So you need to play with this particular. Oh, you know what? Let me try to do it faster. Yeah, it's still visible a little bit. Yeah, so it's not about playback speed. It's more like if you can just do fast rotation with your on your table. Okay, the light, this reflection, like this one. This is what you don't like. Higher. Okay. Let me see. Can you use a gobo light? Well, yeah, sure, you can use, I mean, any light. What the problem? So, Alisa, first of all, you need to get your lighting closer to the to your diffusers. You have several diffusers. You have lights so far away. Look at this distance. Lots of spills, lots of for example, I see different color temperature of your walls. It all will be affecting your video in this case, and it's really hard to white balance it, because this wall looks a little bit kind of magentish, then this is a little bit more greenish, and you have lots of spills just because you have lights so far away. Probably you need to get closer. If it's lights, I mean, if lights has these fans, and yeah, this is a big problem. Of course, it's hard to overcome. It's. I mean, is it that powerful? I mean, it's just crazy that you have such light that can. Okay. So it's blowing. Okay, I see why. It's blowing inside the reflector. This is why. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, ideal lights, video lights that they use for like interviews or whatever, it doesn't have fans. But yeah, and these I have, this is problem. But you need to have more lights. This is issue, because it's not, it has little highlights, which is fine, your gemstones. But the rest is really dark. It doesn't look good. It never looks good. You need to have just more light. You have these flood lights, but for some reason they're not enough. Again, get them closer, get more power of that light. have it. Yeah, you see this is kind of bright one, but then no, metal is okay here. The biggest issue, the gemstones. Okay, they doesn't look as bright as they should be. And looking again at your lighting setup, let me see. You have, okay, look at this. You have a huge hole, okay, for the lens, like 2 times bigger than you need to get lens, right? Because it should be actually really small. It should be smaller than the lens, the body of the lens. It should be like where the lens, talking about element, the glass element, right? The front element of the lens. This is where your hole should be. Then, when you have your gemstones facing the camera, they face in black hole. This is why they dark. So what you need to do, you really need to get light around smaller hole for the lens. Okay, really as small as possible. So it should be like almost touching the edges of the frame. Almost will be visible. Then you need to get light. Like this one is good. You see, this one was doing well. So you need to play with it because we need to have the sharp light get into it, right? And we need to have soft light to highlight them. It's not like a photography where you could do combined. You need to play with both. You need to see. Maybe there is some little hole you can make, for example, for specific light, very tiny spotlight that you want to hit gemstones, just like to make those sparkles. But still, you need to highlight all these diffusers that you have around. Okay, and yeah, these diffusers that you have, probably it's against the wind, I guess, because there is no much reason to kind of double block the light. The only thing that I can think of, okay. But yeah, more light. Maybe using black fabric covering the walls. Yeah, black walls in this case will help. Yes, definitely. Black fabric, or you can paint them. Yeah. For studio, usually dark walls without any color in it, like dark gray, are the best. Background. No, background here is good. What else? Alisa, do you have any questions about this? Another hole? Yeah, actually, yes. You can make another hole. Because you see what happens when you have them look like this. It may be enough to have just a bright spot on your diffuser. If, let's say, the hole is only for the lens, the rest is diffuser, and gemstones facing you like this. Sometimes to get really tiny spot on the diffuser, beside larger spots, but less bright, if you get really bright one on the small, it may be enough to create all these little beautiful highlights that we see on gemstones. But if not, sometimes it could, I did it, I remember, I can cut a little hole, additional hole for the light that I want to hit directly. It will be like really sharp, harsh light, but for some cases when there are lots of gemstones, not so many polished metal, it's okay because it will add those sparkles that I love to see. So you need to play. Okay. Red light jet. Alisa, I'm trying to get where is that red light jet. Okay, this one? I see. Okay.
I don't know what that means. If you like, I can search the web for. I see okay.
How to turn off this Siri? So, red light jet. It's probably some flare on the lens. I've seen it, I couldn't see it anymore. Okay, I just seen it again. This one, right? This is what... Well, it could be, I don't know, two things. Either flare on the lens, or it could be some reflection that cast on the background and become visible, you know, like light hit it. Yeah, so it's hard for me to tell. Like I said, I can see only two sources of this. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Not sure, Alisa. Unfortunately, I can't tell you. I don't see much light coming this for the lens to make it flare. Maybe then it's cast on the background. What kind of again background it was? How, you know, if it's just a paper, black paper, maybe it will. But it's hard to imagine that there is like such a light beam that kind of make it glow like that. Probably some lens, something inside lens. Not sure. Really, can you tell? So you're getting better. As you can see, lots of things should be considered. Yeah. And if you don't want to get lights close, so get higher ISO if needed. Keep them far away. Use honeycomb grids so there is less spill. Okay. Because you need to have really kind of contrast environment there. Less light that kind of gets all around. Okay. Yeah. Fabric usually less reflective if it's a specific fabric. But again, I'm not sure if this is reflection from the background. I don't know. You need to kind of do the same setup and see with different camera looking at the same direction to see what's going on. Other than this, it's hard to tell. Okay, so thank you. Good work. You making progress. Okay, Aurora. Wow. Aurora, that's you, right? Oh man, this is so good. Question, Alex, do you think AI will take over product photography? It's not gonna take it out completely, but it's gonna shape it. It's gonna change it a lot. Really. Photographer will be, beside everything, a good prompt engineer. And actually many professions, I would say, would be changed because of AI, and we guys can be prompt engineers. Actually working on the course for AI, if you've seen my post or not, because I started using AI everywhere in my life, and it changed dramatically, like everything in household, in professional life. So it will definitely change photography. I'm still not sure how it's gonna take pictures of specific subjects, and many of them, and on specific background, the same as the client wants. But it will for sure hit hardly on low budget product photography. If you're shooting for e-commerce, well, probably photographer won't be needed anymore. Your client can take pictures for store, for Amazon, for whatever with the phone, and AI and stuff will take out background or put another background, and it will be good enough for e-commerce. So yeah, only like highly creative photos, like advertisement photos, it will be blend of AI and photography. But yeah. Snootiful. Snootiful, yeah. I love this, really. I just love it. Well, not sure about flowers here. It's unusual, you know, especially in shot like this. Flowers in a restaurant, it's a great idea, but it's not a restaurant. It doesn't look like a restaurant, right? It's not a table, so I'm not sure about flowers. What I really like is that kind of shot. That's just beautiful. Colors, you know, vivid, lots of texture, very nice defined texture, lots of polished glossy surfaces. Wow, very nice. Soft shadows, bright highlights, just wow, wow, wow. Absolutely love it. And this the same, yeah, love it. As you know, usually. Okay, Alyssa, good night. Have a good rest of your week and weekend. So, on food photography, it's all about propping and styling, right? I mean, not all, but a lot. So on this one, for example, I see some not perfect mint leaves. On the previous one, it's all great. Really, look at this. They all like perfect. Really like on that one, it has some little bit of kind of decaying thing right here and here. If you look closely, we kind of find it. Overall, still picture very good. Yeah, food photography. It's easier to shoot food photography from a technical standpoint because mostly it's textured subject, right? It's stuff that looks great. You just need to put light, sort of, kind of okay for it. It will forgive many things, but it's all about propping it, styling. This is where it comes to beauty. So these shots are really good. This one, again, technically done well, very well. But the composition, I don't like it. Okay, it doesn't kind of play for me well because of the salad is there, half cut, kind of. And again, this is not a table. Okay, ideally it should be just alone this pasta flying and stuff, and then nothing. Because here you kind of try to make it almost like it's a table. If it would be a table, if it would be some window or whatever behind it, or a bar, or then it will be perfect. Of course, you can arrange it a little bit different, but you know, like shrimp was very tasty. I can imagine. Yeah, I love seafood. Seafood is my well, I actually eat only seafood and greens. That's it. No pasta, no all this stuff. Even though I love it. But yeah, so I would just leave this alone on this picture. Okay. Because flowers alone looks great. If you put flower on this composition in the middle without anything, again, it will be a great picture. Probably just rotate it vertical. Frame, that's it. Yeah, color saturation, all is done really, really well. What kind of camera is this? Yeah, and the lighting setup as well. Yeah. So, Aurora, good work. Really, really good work. Okay, what is going on? Escape doesn't work, so yeah, it's not, guys, that easy. No, escape doesn't work. At some point, we'll lose this. Oh, here it is. Facebook. I can't imagine with such money that Mark Zuckerberg has and have such application that is kind of came from 80s here. Okay, cool. We done here, guys. Thank you so much. Looks like today we will be not enough time to go through stuff here. Not much actually new posted on the main group. Ahmed, oh cool, okay. Food photography, Ahmed, you've seen how food photography should look like. I mean, this is good, but more contrast, background and everything will look way better, okay. All this will look way better on something dark table, less light, more light on the actual plate, okay. And no, please, no plastic and artificial green stuff for food photography. It's too close to, and it's visible that it's plastic, and it kills everything. It just like, bleh, I don't want to even eat this because it's, you know, it's next to the something artificial, which isn't good. Okay, so it's express review. Andrei, yes, Andrei, wow, my friend, had a great photo. Yeah, I've seen it. Very cool one. I would crop it though a little bit closer, but I love it, just love it. Yeah, Andrei, great work. And guys, this is CGI. Oh man, no wonder. Okay, so Bob, I'll talk about this next time. Splash photography, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Next time will be next Thursday. Actually, it will be 1st of June, right? I think it will be 1st of June. So probably we'll have a big party there, finding out the winner of challenge, Photigy challenge. So please submit everything that you have before the next Thursday, and we'll find out the winners. I'll talk about splash photography, and we'll be ready to answer any of your questions. Again, if you have questions right now, you can actually ask me. Hendrik asking, how can I submit a photo? I'm currently on certificate program, but I guess a bit stuck with doing things to elementary. Okay, so I'm not sure about, I mean, I didn't get about elementary. Hendrik, you submit photo on certification. There is a form for this. If you're talking about challenge, yeah, you submit it with the Photigy challenge on either Facebook group. Okay. Bye, Aurora. So, Hendrik, send us email to support@photigy.com, and we'll help you if you have specific question. Okay, how to submit and stuff. Guys, thank you so much. Again, have a good rest of your week, especially weekend. And see you next Thursday when we'll be talking about challenge and finding out the winners. So, thank you so much. Bye.